Oh boy, I am super bored. Hey, review robot. Can you make me a game that's super easy to review and like good fun? Good fun? Thanks man, you're the best. Also, there's lots of kisses for you. Mwah. Love you. Trailblazers is a team-based competitive racing game that is best described as Splatoon meets F-Zero, but looks like the games say they would have attempted to make for the Dreamcast back in the late 1990s. If you're anything like me, you're already salivating at the thought of what sounds like the dream mashup. Well, here's a bit more good news as well. Trailblazers is also stupidly good fun. Trailblazers is an F-Zero/Wipeout style competitive racer that's all about cooperating with your fellow team members in order to reign supreme. Unlike traditional racing games in which the one who comes first is crowned the winner, Trailblazers challenges teams of up to 3 players to gain the most points instead. Racers can achieve this by drifting, attacking, boosting, and most importantly utilising Trailblazers' most unique feature, laying down trails. By holding A, players can paint the track in their team's colour using a limited amount of energy that refills after a brief cooldown period. Once laid down, teammates can then drive on the trails in order to automatically boost around the track, racking up combos as they go. Alternatively, racers can use a full tank of energy with just one button press in order to attack enemies in front of them, or to achieve a helpful, albeit straight line of boost, as well as driving through gates that paint the track in front of the player, allowing them to save their energy or to slingshot their way in front of enemy drivers. This simple mechanic, combined with rock-solid Wipeout style racing, makes for an inventive and unique racer that requires the player to think tactically about how they can best assist their team rather than just aiming straight for first place. For instance, a player in first place can paint over rival trails in order to prevent competitors from catching up, allowing their teammates to focus instead on gaining large combos by boosting over a clear trail, drifting and attacking rivals as they progress. Before Trailblazers, I don't think I'd have ever considered a cooperative racing game to work, but it does so surprisingly competently and with very few compromises. Racing is still very fun, and finishing in first place is still a joy, but the addition of teams and the player-defined boost areas makes for a surprisingly tactical racing game unlike any other. Despite the stylish presentation, there's genuine depth to be uncovered here. Split screen and cross-platform online play are present, both containing a few fun game modes that add variation to the gameplay, such as playing against 3 teams of 2, a free-for-all that's every player for themselves, and even a mode where trails are locked entirely, requiring players to only use dates in order to cover the course in their team's colour, leading to a frantic and mad dash as every player tries to succeed. There's a campaign mode too, offering a lightly presented and largely forgettable storyline alongside a ton of fun mission-style objectives to complete per race. It serves as a fun way to see what the game has to offer without overstaying its welcome. Personally, I enjoyed this a lot, and although it doesn't reach the lofty heights of the single-player modes of games like Crash Team Racing and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, arguably the best Sonic game ever made, don't at me, it's a welcome addition that adds further content to an already great experience. It helps that the game looks stunning too, with each course offering a distinct locale for you to race around within. The cel-shaded graphics, colourful palettes and future-funked soundtrack by actual indie artists leaves the game feeling like the perfect Dreamcast racer that never was. At times, in fact, the game's inventive mechanics and fun presentation made Trailblazers feel like the Sega-published racing game developed by Nintendo, which, I mean, that's quite the statement to make about something. I don't go throwing around comparisons like that very often. That's not to say that Trailblazers isn't without its flaws, of course. Combos are lost way too easily when the player lightly brushes up against a barrier, and different characters, although well designed and, again, looking very 90s Sega-esque, only have slight variations between one another when it comes to how they feel when playing as them. But that's about it. Although not rammed to the brim with content and a little tricky to get used to at first, Trailblazers really is a wonderfully inventive and stunningly presented racing game that I absolutely loved, and still do love. I reckon I'll be dipping back into this one for a while, especially seeing as it's coming to Switch very soon too. Trailblazers. It's a good time, and I can't ever end videos properly. Hey, thanks a bunch for watching. If you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and click subscribe, and also click that bell icon, because apparently that does good stuff, and leave a comment that says, "Hi Liam, I saw you eat that entire bag of Pringles yesterday. Even though Pringles don't come in bag, I watched you eat them. You poured Pringles into a separate bag, 3 tubs, and you sat there and you ate them all. Not even watching anything, you just stared blankly at the wall, just eating Pringles one by one, not even stopping for air." And yeah, click post and like, and also did I mention subscribe? I told you I can't fucking end videos.